Okay, good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Nicholas Morrow with the Disc Centers of America tonight, and I am so excited to present our new partner, our new program on here on how to lose weight and feel great. And most importantly, to function better after we accomplish those goals. Now, a little bit about me, real quick, as we get into here. Here is one of the newest pictures of my family that we just did a few weeks ago with our newborn Lincoln right there, and then the curly-haired boys, my son Memphis. Then there's my daughter Lauren, and then my beautiful wife who's always supporting me on everything that we do, even when I get to spend late nights doing these workshops, Natasha. But the reason why I share this picture is that they're my why. You know, as most of us have been going through this Corona-19, COVID-19, quarantine, where to get our food, how we eat, I, like many other people, found myself getting bigger and bigger and bigger and getting used to wearing stretchy pants and workout clothes more and more. And like a fish in my aquarium, I grew to the size of my clothes, and that just was not acceptable. I have actually gotten to some of the highest weights that I have ever been at when I was going through this Corona COVID quarantine and the stress of having a baby that's 2 months old and delivering it. You know, as my wife was getting ready to deliver our baby in the middle of this pandemic, I, like everybody else, was stressed out and eating and not eating our normal food, and I grew. And I really noticed it as I started to play with the kids. It was harder for me to do that. My energy levels were going on. I was having heartburn, and I knew I wasn't eating clean, and I wasn't doing my family any justice by the levels of health that I was demonstrating. So I went on a search, and I ended up speaking to some friends that had a program that they were having huge results with. And at first I was hesitant because we have done a lot of these. We've done MetaFast, we've done isogenics, we've done standard process, we've done Nutrisystem, the Zone, Paleo. We've talked about all of these, eating right for your blood type. And the thing that I constantly have problems with is that it needs to be sustainable. And a lot of these Nutrisystem and Paleo and Zone, and they require you purchasing mass amounts of food through them that have a lot of preservatives, a lot of chemicals, and it messes with the body. And we're going to talk about how much it messes with the body and just how much those systems have failed people in the past because of what it doesn't show and what it doesn't teach. So I am very excited to share this with you guys tonight. But before we get into the meat and potatoes of our presentation, we need to talk about our objectives. We need to put all the cards on the table, and we have to talk about why we are having this conversation. Are you like me and was eating poorly and got bigger and bigger over this coronavirus and the stress over the last couple months and just the comfort of being at home? Or have you always had goals with losing weight and trying to reach certain goals? Are we trying to avoid disease? Are we looking to increase strength or increase our speed or increase our performance or our capacity and function and create optimal health? Now, this is a big word in my office. What is optimal health? What is all of this stuff? So we need to make sure that we understand what the goals and what our objectives are so that we can measure these things the right way as we go through this process. So optimal health is improved function, it's increased performance, it's healthy appearance, and it's trackable, it's measurable. So we want to make sure that we're looking good, that we feel great, and that we're functioning better. Fine. So what we're going to go over is just a couple more things here as far as why we need to do this. I mean, the brutal facts is that the present obesity epidemic is both troubling, but it's also informative because adiposity is largely caused by poor diet, excess calories, and inadequate physical activity. It emphasizes, or it doesn't emphasize on the more downstream risk factors such as hypertension, dyslipidemia, and diabetes, and addresses neither the root cause of obesity nor its full cardiovascular consequences. And this is from a Circulation peer-reviewed article in 2008. Now, also, the abundance of evidence suggests that lifestyle factors, including exposure to chemicals, carcinogens, physical inactivity, and diet, play major roles in the development of common cancers. The current human diet contains a variety of mutagens and carcinogens that lead to the initiation of cancer and other chronic diseases. And we're going to touch on those in just a moment. Now, the prevalence of overweight U.S. adults has increased dramatically over the past 30 years. Now, type 2 diabetes, representing what is perhaps the most serious obesity-related consequences, with nearly 90% of individuals with type 2 diabetes are being overweight. And these were trends that were, several years ago. They're not getting any better. I'm sure that we all can agree. So obesity has several downstream conditions. It affects your heart. It affects your insulin levels, and it most certainly gives an environment that's hospitable to grow cancer. So let's talk about the other sides of this. Just 25 pounds of weight gain, which a lot of us have done over these past 2 months, has the following adverse effects when it comes to your overall risk. 25 pounds gained equals a 360% increase for a heart attack. This same 25 pounds also increases your premature death rate by 110%. It also will increase your high blood pressure by 260%. Gallstones by up to 270%. Your chances of developing these chronic diseases. Degenerative arthritis up to 400%. And worst of all, type 2 diabetes. 25 pounds of weight can lead to a 2,660% increase in your chance to develop type 2 diabetes. But here's the cool part. If you're overweight, reducing your weight by only 5 to 10% can decrease your chances of developing these diseases as much as 50%. And this is right out of the Mayo Clinic. So what we need to do is stop. And we need to recognize that deposition of certain types of fat, is a symptom. All right? And if we have lots of deposition of abnormal adipose tissue that has no value to our system except a load on it, then fat tissue equals sick. And you guys follow me with this? And what's even worse is what people are currently doing all over the country is not working, but people keep buying this stuff. Look at this. The Zone Diet costs $3,800 for 30 pounds in 30 weeks, will cost you about $127 per pound. Jenny Craig, 30 weeks, $4,300, $144 per pound. Nutrisystem, 20 weeks, $4,000, $134 per pound. And we're talking about time to lose 30 pounds. Weight Watchers, 20 weeks, $97 per pound, and $3,000. That's the best priced one that's on this sheet right now. But none of these right here on this sheet teach your body how to burn and utilize fat. None of these systems are sustainable. None of these systems create an environment for you to get to a certain weight and maintain that certain weight. They are done on strict calorie reductive policies that leads your body into a whole nother level of dangerous hormones. We'll talk about those a little bit later. But what we need to understand is that none of them teach your body how to burn fat. So let's address the true cause of weight loss resistance. Because if you guys are anything like me, one of the reasons why we've tried all these things is that I have been constantly trying to get to the best version of myself through weight loss and making sure that, I'm not inflamed and that my joints are moving the right way. But I also have a little bit of a sweet tooth, as some of you know. So we need to talk about where our failures come and why, for me, why I've fallen so short on, some goals I got close and just burned out, and other ones I didn't even come close to it. So let's talk about the true cause of weight loss, the biomechanics, the biochemistry that goes into this process. And I can tell you right now that most of us have this abnormal weight gain and have a resistance to weight loss because we are inflamed. All right, now let me listen to this. All right, number one problem to lose weight loss, or to gain, or to lose that weight, the cellular inflammation. That comes from a lot of different hormones, but let's understand the basic structure of a cell. You have trillions of these cells in your body, and they are surrounded by this neat little phospholipid bilayer. And basically what that is a little layer of fat cells that go around each cell. Now the reason why the body uses fat to do this is that, one, it's permeable. And two, it has a lot of receptor sites in here that allow different hormones to attach to that so that it can upregulate, downregulate, or change the function or change the output of some of the cells at a structural level. But here's the thing. If we're inflamed, this cell becomes stretched out. Picture a balloon growing bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger till there's no more elasticity to it. So or think about when we're hungry and that, you have your car and you pull up into a gas station. It needs fuel in order to move forward, but you don't open the gas can and you just dump gas all over the car. There's plenty of fuel out there, but the car can't use that to move forward. Same concept with all these foods and all these supplements is that when your body is inflamed at a cellular level, all those little round fat cells that create that membrane that allows things in and out are swollen. Those receptor sites are filled with the different toxins and things that are around there, reducing the effectiveness of some of the other hormones and things that the body tries to do to upregulate when it comes to weight loss. So we need to address the cellular inflammation and properly address what people are trying to lose when it comes to a weight loss program. Now, there are three types of fat in our body. We have a structural fat that's found in between the skins and the organs and serves as a protective layer, and we need it. Now, we have a normal fat layer that's a reserve layer. It supplies us a little bit of energy. But what we're talking about here right now is this abnormal excess layer in the belly, the hips, the thighs, and the buttocks. And none of this abnormal fat serves any useful purpose. Let me say that again. None of that excess layer in belly, hips, thighs, or buttocks serves any useful purpose. Right? It's all the inflamed cells, and as we not serving a useful purpose, it can also not get rid of it. So we talked about objectives in the beginning about why we're doing this, but now I'm going to switch you into what our perception and what our objectives should be. Number one, we want to reduce inflammation and reset your metabolism. We want to metabolize fat by increasing and balancing the body's ability to regulate and produce hormones, as well as increasing its hormone sensitivity to them. We want to remove these offending toxins that drive inflammation within the cells and fill up those receptor sites. And we want a hypothalamic reset. We're not doing a starvation or any hormone diets here. The reason why I'm so excited about our new partner with New Wave and Dr. Werner is that this is a process and a product that teaches the body to use what it has by using some very specific tricks and trades that world-class athletes and movie stars have been using for years. Let's just take a look at some of these results, because if these don't get you more excited about moving into how do we lose weight, look at Dr. Mike here. We got Dr. Mike day 1, day 40. In 40 days, he lost 28 pounds. Look at the inches around him as he has gone through that. Look at his face. Look at his shirt. Look at his arms. Look at the belt loop. I mean, this is 40 days. Check this out. Heidi, 25 pounds in 40 days, and then she continued her weight loss for another 20 days I'm sorry, for the whole program, 63 days, just so you guys know that, is that the first 40 days are the major fat loss, but then we move into a maintenance part where we stabilize your weight for the next 3 months or 3 weeks. So we lost 25 pounds in the first 40 days, and the next 23 days we lost another 20 pounds in this. Stan, 86 pounds and went from a 44 to 34 in 99 days. All right? Before, after, all the way through. Dan, 80 pounds in 6 months at almost 60 years old. Look at that. That's a whole new guy. Now check out these case studies because this is incredible. John G lost 58.4 pounds and 22.25 inches in 9 weeks. All right? Don has been on 8 medications before starting the program. He has been treated for high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and type 2 diabetes and allergies. Now, as of today, Don's A1C went from a 10.7 to a 5.9. He is literally no longer on insulin, and most, if not at all, of his medications have been reduced or eliminated, which plays a particular role in another part of our conversation. So this is what I want to bring to people is, something that, Tracy lost 40 pounds and 9 inches in 40 days. We want a dramatic and drastic improvement in everybody's lifestyle or their weight. We want you to see it. But the great thing about this is that we also stabilize this with you for 3 weeks to make sure that you just don't quick touch the weight, touch the goal, and then drop back to your old habits. This is a one-on-one, day-by-day process that goes over the period of 9 weeks. So let's talk about this. Our new partner, New Wave Healthcare, Dr. Werner Marksfield, has developed this over helping tens of thousands of people lose hundreds of thousands of pounds. But it's 3 phases, and I'm going to tell you that the loading phase, this 2-day phase, is the most fun you'll ever have on any diet or any inflammation thing that you ever. I'm going to leave it at that, and I'll share with it later. Then we go into 40 days of the fat loss phase, and then we have a maintenance phase of 21 days. So we have 3 days that last 63 phases that last 63 days. Now, this is a regulated, non-starvation diet, which means that I'm going to be very upfront, and I'll give you a list of the foods that you can have. There's a list of foods that you have to avoid and stay away from. And the great part about this one is that many of our patients don't, they're so inflamed at this moment in time that they can't do regular exercise and a routine. So this program is specifically designed to not require a significant exercise routine. So for people that are stiff and sore and just trying to lose the weight to get to that level, this is an excellent solution for that. This program has 5 weight loss supplements. They are liquid. They are taken under the tongue, and they work synergistically. There is no shakes with this, all right? I cannot stress that enough. I'm not a fan of the shakes. They keep going. It's not my type of food. So there are no shakes with this. There's real food you get to eat with this. And a diet consists of real food without counting points or calories. All right? Let me say that again. We have no shakes. We are not counting calorie. We are not doing a starvation diet. And we are not counting points on this. What we are doing are eating the right foods. So there's a very specific list of foods, how much you're supposed to have. We are going to be weighing those foods out. Now, if you're not into prepping your food, eatmightymeals.com in the Virginia area is my answer to this. These guys have grass-fed, non-hormone, non-antibiotic, locally raised meats and vegetables that are right from around here. And they have a bulk menu. So I know exactly how many ounces of meat that I need, and they have plenty of things that are approved on our list that alternate, and they have plenty of vegetables that alternate on what we need on here. The one thing that you do need to spend some time going through and getting, though, are some of the fruits that you get to have. At the end of the day, we'll talk about those. Those are specific. But what I want to talk to you about this is we talked about what our goal is, what the objectives, why we're doing this. We haven't talked about the need to do this because of what's going on in our country. But the most important part is how do we get there and how do we maintain this? And quite frankly, you have to have a coach. You have to have somebody that's accountable. You have to have somebody that's always there sending you to the next step. Now, we will hold you accountable to a point, but I'm not sure. I'm not a babysitter on this stuff. Like, I want you guys to start taking action on this, and we'll give you all the suggestions that you're going through this. And if you're having a hard time, if you're struggling, we have answers for that. And that's why this is a doctor supervised program. Most importantly, you get to eat real food. There's no counting calories, there's no points, there's no starvation on this, all right? You don't need to exercise a lot. In fact, we want them to be minimal as you're going through the program. We use natural and healthy nutraceuticals to move the body into fat burning mode. No HCG drugs, human cortical stimulating drugs, that get that don't have any real sustainability after their use. We're going to have a private client site for you with lessons, recipes. You're going to get these things daily. We're going to have a private Facebook group for all of our clients and members that are going through this. You guys have unlimited email, text, or phone support from me or the other coach that we're here. And most importantly, this program is affordable in comparison to everything else. With this program, I mean, it's almost half or a third of all those other programs where we can teach you how to lose 30 pounds. It comes to being about $66 per pound. You can use your FSA, your HSA income to be used to pay for the program. It is 100% tax deductible. And money saves on this. Diet changes averages about $200 to $400 per month. So I'm going to show you guys how to eat right. I'm going to show you guys when to eat. I'm going to show you what not to eat. But most importantly, we're going to be there step by step to make sure you reach your goals. Now, I set a big goal when I started this. I started out at 228, which for anybody that knows me is really fat for me. All right, that's me being very, very fat. And when I talked to my Dr. Warner and some of my other doctors that were doing this program, and they were telling me how great the results were, I stepped into it with a little bit of skepticism. I said, like anything else, I want to try this. And I set these big goals to just see how close I could get to these things. Now, I started out at 228. I'm 33 days into the program, and today I was at 207. So I'm down 21 pounds in 33 days. I still have a little bit more time on the rapid weight loss portion of what we're doing. I'm hopeful that we'll get down another few more pounds on this. And then we're going to go into their 3-week maintenance program where the thing that makes this program so special is that it teaches you how to stabilize these weights. So many people throw this much money out at all these other programs and more with way too long. We're talking 9 weeks for our program to get you there, and we can continue to go lower with this. But we're cheaper, we're better, but most importantly, we're going to teach the body how to burn this fat so that this is sustainable. And this was my number one criteria when I was talking to Dr. Warner, is that I don't want people just to hit the goal and then rebound to where they were. I want this to be something that changes their lifestyle, because I know by reducing their body fat or their weight by 10 to 15% that we are dramatically changing their health, and we are adding years to their lives as they're going through this. So this system is different because this program is designed to naturally reset the metabolism by down-regulating and removing inflammation on a cellular level. The more inflamed you are, the faster you lose the weight. And to upregulate hormone sensitivity that allow for the body to metabolize fat and to maintain a healthy physiology. And we address the top 5 dieting lies that have led to a continued weight loss failures, and that's why we get fast and sustainable results. Now, those top 5 dieting lies that I want to leave you guys with are weight problems run in my family. Just eat less and you'll lose weight. I'll just work it off in the gym. Calories are calories, and sleep has nothing to do with it. Let's dive into these. Weight problem runs in my family. I just got done showing you half a dozen pictures of people that were big, that had big families, and they were able to lose 60, 99, 45, 40 pounds in a short period of time. All right, so when it comes down to your body, it's genes, environment, and lifestyle. All right? Our genes aren't changing so much. The environment is getting more toxic, but our lifestyle is getting more and more stressful. And as a result, that environment affects our cortisol levels, which absolutely repels your body from creating a fat burning machine. Now, number two, just eat less and you'll lose weight. What we know from that, there are tons of studies on there that it's unsustainable, just like breathing. You can hold your breath for a little bit, but sooner or later you have to breathe again. Your metabolisms change. Once the body recognizes that you are going into starvation mode, it goes into survival mode and it stops burning that food the way that you want it to. And then you get this short term, lose a little bit, come back, and you get this yo yo effect. The body does not work when we're going through a severe deprivation of calories. Calories are calories. All calories are not created equal. There are toxic food sources. There are things that I absolutely need to make sure that you guys eliminate from your diet. But most importantly, there are also good things that help negate some of these toxic food choices that have been made in the past. So we need to make sure we're getting those into the system to help bring your inflammation levels down. Now, the sedentary lifestyle and the social stress, these are things that are going to be, especially with social distancing and everything that's going on out there. Like, this is our time that we can't be out on the beach right now if we want to be healthy and protect our family. So, or we can't be out on the beach as much as we'd like. So that doesn't mean we still can't work on that beach body for when we do get the okay to get out there. So we have to make sure we have the right food. And then this pyramid is a perfect example of just how bad things can get. We have to understand that weight gain and obesity is a linchpin to chronic disease. I mean, 2,660% increases in chances of developing type 2 diabetes with a 25-pound weight gain. Now, this is one that I fell victim to, is that I'll just work it off in the gym. Well, the problem with that is that you can't outwork a bad diet. Plain and simple. All right, abs are created in the kitchen. They're not created in the gym. You need specific things for calories. You need things in. You need things out. And you need it's like making a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. You cannot run this Ferrari of a machine that we have on cheap, watered down gas. It needs high quality, high nutrient-rich food. And that's one reason why I'm putting out another shout out to eatmightymeals.com. You guys check out their websites, look at their bulk meals. If you don't want to do the food prep, I mean, we can literally deliver it right to your door. Number 5, the big lie. Sleep's got nothing to do with it. Sleep has everything to do with it. Your body has to rest. It has to down-regulate. It has to sort all the information. And it's the only time that your body repairs. And we are going to take advantage of that repair and that metabolism as the body is burning that at night. And I'm going to teach you some really neat things to do that are probably different from any other program that you've ever learned that are going to accelerate your results. So moving forward, there's a few things that we need to start doing. There's a few things we need to stop doing. There's some definitely things that we need to slow down doing. And then there's some processes that we need to start doing. So I like to apply a 3-legged stool approach when we're talking about weight loss. The first one is that we need to make adjustments in your eating. We need to change what you eat. Second of all, we need to break bad habits. We need to change why you eat. All right, like the bad habits and what you shoot for and what you stock your refrigerator with. And thirdly, once we get these old habits broken up and new habits put in, we want to strengthen them. All right, so this is where that maintenance part comes into this. Now, this program, I know it works. I've seen the results. I've talked to the doctors. I'm personally going through it. And I am so excited to deliver this to people that are ready to be the better or best version of themselves. And, this quote right here from the Applied Physiology says that given the ineffectiveness of popular weight loss diets, adoption of a healthy lifestyle is more appropriate for winning the war against chronic disease. And I'm going to add a part here and say chronic disease and inflammation. All right, we're going to show you guys how to do this. But the only way to make sure you're a good candidate for this is that you need to schedule a one-on-one consultation with me or one of the coaches to determine, to get some baseline stuff out of the way. Now, as far as why, where, what types of food you eat. Now, if you are interested in setting up a complimentary consultation with Dr. Morrow, one of the coaches, you need to email Dr. Nick directly. his email right here. This is myself, right? Dr. Nick at Fairfax Disc Center. Tell me that you watched this video, so you get the complimentary consultation. This is normally at $150, and that we are doing this free for the first 12 people who contact me. Now, I know that there are people out here that have not watched this video as we are going through this. I'm starting to see some of the questions and stuff pop up on our screens as we're doing this. Email me your questions. I have solutions for our vegans, for our vegetarians, for our restricted diet, for our people that are on insulin and our or that are diabetics. We have solutions for this, but I need to make sure that you fill out a good health questionnaire so that we can approach this appropriately. Now, I know that there are two reasons why people do not take advantage of life-changing offers. One, they can't believe, well, three. One, you can't believe that it's true. And I will absolutely guarantee that, when you go through this program, it'll be something different than you've ever seen before. Now, two is money. When it comes to these consultations, when it comes to investing, and fat loss is a big business, and there are a lot of companies out there that are just trying to make it up with numbers. But when I stepped on with Dr. Warner and New Wave Healthcare's, I wanted to make sure that this would last, that this not only would last and was sustainable, but it was affordable. So that's why we're offering this as we do this launch. The first 12 people that email me will do this complimentary consultation. And because I feel that this is such a good deal, I will also allow you to sign up any of your family members that weren't able to catch this with you to come in for that complimentary consultation. Like I said, this is for the first 12 people and any of their family members, friends, or guests that they want to sign up at that moment in time. I will email you guys a health questionnaire, and from there we will establish a specific conference call, Zoom call, where we will start the process on if you're a good candidate, what the goals are, and what the steps are moving forward. So with that being said, I know that there are going to be some questions out here, and I'm going to stay online just for a few minutes to answer these questions and go through this. If you have personal questions that you don't want on the screen as other people are seeing, please email me at drnick@fairfaxdisccenter.com, or you can call my office at 703-766-766 703-766-0158, and we'll schedule that consultation with you. So once again, my name is Dr. Nicholas Morrow. We've partnered up with New Wave Healthcare and Dr. Warner Marksfield, and we're so excited to be able to bring a viable, sustainable weight loss solution to everybody that's out there. And if you guys give this a chance, when you guys give this a chance and take this step, I know it'll blow your mind away. So I look forward to our questions, and I look forward to your emails. Let's get fit, because the thin is in. Let's all win and get this